Premier League, but Tottenham are safe. Parts of the UK are now officially in a heat wave as the country experiences its hottest May day for at least 79 years. The Prime Minister's backing a review into the sentences of 2 teenagers spared jail for a double rape. And Donald Trump says the US will not rush into a peace deal with Iran.
This is LBC News.
West Ham have been relegated from the Premier League despite winning their last game of the season 3-0 against Leeds. That's because Tottenham secured their safety with a 1-0 win against Everton on the final day. Here's Ryan Bromelow.
Full time, and there it is. That's the white smoke signal. Tottenham Hotspur live to fight on another day in the Premier League. They were a heartbeat from the drop, but tonight the heart kicked into overdrive. Cowlin claiming the moment 3 minutes out from the break. Denied by the post initially, but with an outstretched prop from 6 yards out, he was able to work his second attempt home. They fended off Everton from there, and it's a release that spills out of this bowl and into every street in N17. A surge of Hotspur relief sweeping through the borough. It went right to the wire, but Spurs are finally safe at last. Full time, Tottenham Hotspur 1, Everton 0.
Let's get the reaction of Chris Cowlin, who's still at the ground. Chris is the host of the Spurs Chat Podcast. Obvious question, Chris, but I will ask you. How relieved are you feeling tonight?
Pip, good evening to you. Yeah, absolutely relieved. I've got no nails left. I'll tell you what, I didn't get any sleep last night. I'm just relieved that we are a Premier League team. I'm relieved that this season is over because it has been extremely difficult for all of us Spurs fans. I'm just so relieved that it is over.
Did you think there was a real chance that you might go down?
Absolutely. The table never lies. We finished 17th last year. We finished 17th now this season. It isn't good enough, and we were very close to relegation. And I must say that Roberto De Zerbi, our manager, our third manager this season, our fourth in 12 months, all credit to him. And I would say a big thank you to what he has done at this football club, because we're riddled with injuries at the moment, and he hasn't complained in any shape or form. And he has got on with the job. He's told us in press conferences before that we can't cry about the situation, you just need to get on with it. And he has managed this football club for 7 games, and we've picked up 11 points. And without Roberto De Zerbi and his positive nature, his positivity, his energy, we wouldn't be a Premier League team anymore. And I send a big thank you to him.
It sounds like it's been a tortuous few months. When did you realise, Chris, that this wasn't just a rubbish season, but a genuine relegation battle?
I think Thomas Frank, I think it's very fair to say that Thomas Frank outstayed his welcome, and one of the real big turning points where people thought that we were in trouble is when we lost at home against West Ham United, because back in January we were 13 points above West Ham, and there was a real point swing. They were picking up a lot of points. Spurs weren't picking up any points. And then, of course, Igor Tudor come in for 44 days, where he only picked up 1 point during his spell as Tottenham Hotspur boss. And, that wasn't good enough. And when Roberto De Zerbi come in, like I said, I think that, huge praise ought to go to him because of the work he has put in. And he really has got the best out of these players. He has instilled confidence and belief into these players, and he instilled energy into this fan base as well, and he has been the real turning point. But like I said, I'm not sitting here celebrating because, I'm not being arrogant either, but we should never have been in this position. We were told by the board at the start of the season that we wanted to fight on all fronts. We won the Europa League just over a year ago. They sacked Ange Postecoglou for finishing 17th in the Premier League. And so many poor decisions have been made at the football club in recent years, and this is why we're in this situation. But what I would say is now we have a huge summer coming up, and the club need to show real ambition.
Do you think next season will be different?
It has to be.
I mean, think rather than hope.
Yeah, it has to be. We can't go round in circles like this. We can't finish 17th. When, I'm still in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, you look at this ground, it's one of the best in the world, if not the best. The training facilities, everything about this football club. But I'll go back to what Pochettino said. And we've gone through a lot of managers since him when we moved in this ground in 2019. you've got this wonderful mansion, you need to put the furniture in it, and we are still at that stage. Our forward line at the moment is not good enough. A number of players need to be changed in the summer, and vast improvements need to be made. A really good transfer window needs to happen in the summer, and this football club needs to spend money, and it needs to invest in the right way. Recruitment needs to be a lot better, and what I'd also say is that the injury record last season and this season has been absolutely horrific, and that needs to be investigated and looked into. And I'm just so glad that we're over the line, and I'm sure that Roberto De Zerbi will go through each problem one by one, and hopefully he will sort it out in the summer to put this football club where we belong again.
Be good if the board were listening to this chat, wouldn't it?
They have to, and some of them were clapping at the end of the game, some of them weren't. I've no doubt that they have been through a stressful time, but it's their decisions that ultimately put us into this position in the first place. So they have to make vast changes. I'm sure that they know that fact as well, and the fan base at the end, although some people are very relieved and some people were celebrating, the fan base were saying, singing about ENIC as well, saying that they want ENIC out because they know that this position just simply isn't good enough. 2 seasons on the trot, finishing 17th for a club like Tottenham Hotspur. We should be challenging for trophies. We should be sitting here. I should be sitting here now talking to you about European football for next year, not about fighting relegation.
Finally, Chris, any sympathy for West Ham this afternoon?
Absolutely not. No, sorry about that.
Fair enough. We'll end on that note. But at least you're honest. It's football, isn't it? Thanks ever so much to Chris Cowlin, who's host of the Spurs Chat Podcast. He has no sympathy, as you might expect, for West Ham, who have been relegated this afternoon. They beat Leeds 3-0 on the final day, but as you heard there, Tottenham's 1-0 victory against Everton sent them down. Captain Jared Bowen has told Sky Sports News that it's devastating.
Just hurt. It's a horrible place to be in football. Football gives you so many good moments in your career and bad moments to go with it, but throughout the season we just haven't done enough consistently to pick up the points, and we found ourselves in the position that we was in.
Where the news never stops. LBC News.
It has been stiflingly hot today, hasn't it? And weather records are continuing to be broken this bank holiday weekend.